Hello everyone and welcome to episode 37 of Bardic Quest, the show where a group of British trained actors tell fantastical improvised stories through the medium of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, unfortunately, as mentioned last week, we are without Annina this session because she's busy working on her latest acting job, which means that over the next several weeks of episodes we will be without Saga. On another note, if you've been thinking of getting hold of some of our merch, then now is a great time to head on over to bardicquest.com/shop, where you can get 20% off of everything until the 14th of June 2022. We've got t-shirts for men and women, and we even now have bags too. So check out bardicquest.com/shop and order yours today. And lastly, a thank you as always to our friends over at Syrinscape for the amazing atmosphere and music that they provide us and allow us to use as part of this show. So make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com. I'd highly recommend using them at your gaming table for a little bit of added immersion. Now, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. Last time, Sergei, Johann, and Thorik ventured into the wilderness, dealing with fog and rain and cold, heading in the direction of the Old Owl Well in the hopes of locating the Red Wizard Harmon Cost. They have travelled now for a day out of town. It's now the night after their first day of travel, after encountering a large carving of an owlbear that scared the bejesus out of them, and also settling down for camp and eating Thorik's wonderful broth that he created for everyone using the herbs and spices that he found along the way. It's now the middle of the night. Johann unfortunately fell asleep on watch, and our heroes have been awoken by the screeching sound in the distance. So, we pick up with them now, wide awake and alert, with sounds in the distance. The embers of the fire crackling.
What in the name of... What was that?
How close does it sound?
I don't know. It seemed to come from all around us.
DM, how close does it sound? Thorik rolls his eyes at how dramatic Johann's been. Just like...
Do you want to give me a perception check, please?
An 8.
May I do one?
You may. We can do a group
Coming from all
perception
around
check
us.
if you like. Yeah, you can do a group perception. So, Sergei, if you want to roll one as well, and then if the majority of you pass, then...
That is a dirty 20.
Oh, nice. It's all on you, Sergei.
That'll be nice and clear 17.
Nice, okay. So, the sounds that you're hearing, though very loud, enough to wake you from your sleep, you suspect actually are fairly distant. Certainly not on the edge of your camp. Who's proficient in nature? Anyone?
Probably Saga.
Yeah.
Okay. So, There's certainly no immediate threat, but there's something out in the wilderness that is at least loud enough to wake you up. It sounds quite large, whatever it is.
Well, it appears there's something in the mist.
And it is indeed still foggy.
What do we do?
Is it, DM, is it in the direction of where we need to go?
Yes.
I don't know why I asked.
Maybe,
To the east.
I mean, as long as it doesn't come anywhere near us while we're sleeping.
should be okay.
I don't
Did you
feel like-
light on for watch, Johann? Did you keep an eye out?
I don't know. I think I fell asleep.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
You mean you, high-trained assassin Johann, very perceptive, fell asleep on watch?
I swear this fog is magical in some way. I've never fallen asleep on watch. Ever. Ever.
You know what else is magical? This little bit of mud.
Then without thinking, I try and deftly, in roguish fashion, try to throw one back at him.
Luckily for me, Johann, I like.
Thorik grabs his shield and like hooks it into like a puddle and just splashes both of them, just like, will you do back at him? There is something out there that we do not want to come and investigate us making noise. So shut it.
Yes, Sergei.
I will put you both to bed right now without any more supper.
Okay,
Tomorrow night, yeah.
He started it.
Right, Hale.
Don't apologise to me, apologise to each other.
He started it.
Johann.
I'm sorry, Master Halfling.
I'm sorry, Johann.
Better. Now, as long as that thing doesn't come any closer, should be fine.
I can take the next watch. I will, I'll keep an eye out. It's best we all go to rest, yes?
I'm going to try and sleep.
Okay, so, Sergei, could you give me a constitution check, please?
Oh,
Oh god,
oh boy.
you're joking.
Well, I rolled a 2,
Okay, what's your modifier?
+2.
Oh, okay. So after mocking Johann for his lack of ability to stay awake, you sit and observe, listening in the distance for whatever it was that was making that sound, which does still continue for a while before quietening down and eventually stopping. And you too feel your eyes start to get heavier and heavier.
Silly old Johann, falling asleep all the time on the... I mean, how silly is that? How could you... Oh.
And you drift off into a wondrous, wondrous sleep. Okay, hold fire, hold fire, hold fire, hold fire. So,
You're holding the fire.
you are woken to the sounds of birds tweeting, and it's still a very cold morning. much like yesterday, frost on the ground, a little bit of drizzle, perhaps, and still, I'm afraid, plenty of fog. It's now morning.
Wow, what an excellent watch. God, I'm so glad nothing happened.
So, none of you have a tent, is that right?
Nope.
Okay, but you did have a campfire, and you did have bedrolls. So...
Did I not get woken up from my watch?
No.
No, because Sergei fell asleep. So...
Great.
No beastie alarm clocks to help us this time.
I'm afraid I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
All of us.
All of you.
5.
Ah!
You are joking.
Nope.
Holy shit.
I changed dice after last session because I was rolling bad.
Okay.
I think I need to change back.
21.
21. How about
Sick.
you?
6.
You are kidding me. Oh
Nope.
Jesus. Okay. This isn't looking good. This is not looking good. Okay. In which case then, I'm afraid to say, Johann and Sergei. Oh, hang on. No, you've got advantage on those because of the cooking. You got advantage on those because of the cooking.
Oh, 21.
Come on, Johann.
17.
Oh,
Hooray!
hallelujah. Okay, great. None of you suffer from a level of exhaustion. I was absolutely panicking then. Because exhaustion sucks. Okay, great. Good. Thank God for Thorik's broth.
Thank God. Thank whatever god that Thorik worships.
Okay, so you wake up feeling rested, so please do benefit from a long rest on your character sheets.
Oh,
Wonderful. So, also, Thorik, do you want to make any changes to your spells for the day? Now
Fighting a wizard, you say?
Mm.
Peril, you say?
I mean, for the record, you're still probably about a day and a half, maybe 2 days travel from...
You know what? I think I'm all right with my list so
Okay.
far. I think I'm pretty... Sorry, one second. Just seeing if there's
problem.
any trait or just... Oh. I am going to switch out one spell. So that is
I'm intrigued.
I think I'm going to do this. But then if I get rid of that, then how am I going to do that? That's a cantrip. That's always prepared. I'm going to not prepare command. Unprepared command is how I should have said that. And I'm going to prepare create or destroy water.
Hey.
Nice. Is that first level spell?
It's a first level spell.
Nice.
Done. Everything else remains the same.
Good.
Great, yeah.
I presume, by the way, I meant to ask this earlier, but I presume, by the way, last night you guys drank the remainder of your water, on that note, to make sure that you've had your gallon for the day.
Hydration is key.
So currently, your water skins, in that case, will now be empty, which means you now have to find, unless, of course, Thorik wants to use some magic to assist, of course, later in the day, you're going to now need to find enough water for you each to drink another gallon today. Okay? At risk of level of exhaustion. Okay?
Cool.
Wonderful. Alright, so, I think that's everything for the morning, unless, of course, there's anything that you want to say to each other, any planning that you guys want to do before you set off on your journey today.
Sergei, you didn't wake me up from a watch.
Yeah, no, had it covered. You don't need to watch. I was watching so well.
Oh, it's good of you, but don't be a hero next time. You need your rest as well. Don't want you staying up half the night. God, you must be exhausted. You haven't slept a wink.
Yeah, so tired. Yeah.
Well, I've got something that might help us in a pinch. I mean, it'd be better to see if we can find a natural source of water again, but if not, I've got us covered.
What do you mean?
I'm not weeing in any bottles. Sorry.
No. I had a chat with the big lady upstairs, so it was, and yeah, I've got us covered.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. The less I know, the better.
The lady upstairs.
What you don't know can't hurt me.
Oh, it will hurt me. Have any of you ever fought a wizard before?
Can't say I have.
Yes.
Well, keep your guard up then. In particular, red wizards are slippery buggers.
Not unless they're up against a bow.
They're wily and tricky, and difficult to pin down. They may try and get inside our heads and use trickery. But if we stay strong and united, we will prevail.
Hopefully this one doesn't turn invisible and escape our clutches like the last one.
It will be most disadvantageous if we remain in this fog.
Aye. Thorik lights the hammer once more to help on our way, pack up and head out on the road.
Okay. So you hold up your hammer, you cast light as you begin packing up all of your gear and preparing for your journey, as you say, on the road. So you're still, over the next several hours, you're still going to be travelling through these grassy plains. So that remains in terms of, obviously, your ability to forage and things like that. Otherwise, shall we establish whether or not you are, again, sticking to the road, cutting across country, and, of course, travel pace, please?
I'm happy to stick to the road and keep a normal pace.
Especially after the noises last night.
Really? He's turning over a new leaf.
Okay, so you're sticking to the road and travelling at normal pace. Is there anything that any of you would like to do over the next 4 hours, in particular?
We search for water, right?
Yeah.
Preferably.
You can certainly search for water if you want to. Could you give me a survival check then, please, Sergei?
That will be a 15.
Wonderful. Okay. You manage to find a little brook just kind of trickling past. You suspect actually it might link to the one that you saw near the farmland, perhaps, but you're not sure. But again, a little bit of running water for an opportunity for you all to fill up your water skins for at least half of the day. Okay? Yeah, of course you can drink a load and then fill up your water skins as well, should you want to. That's perfectly fine as well. So for now, half your water's requirement's been drunk, which is nice. Okay. Anything else anybody else would like to do?
Are we still in farmland?
You're out of farmland. You've been out of farmland now for about half a day. You're now in kind of wild grassland.
Can I see if there's any, like, fruit-bearing bushes?
You certainly can, yeah. Could you give me a survival check, please?
Oh, God. Yes. That would be a 4.
A 4. Unfortunately, whilst there are plenty of bushes, you don't see anything that seems to be bearing any fruit, unfortunately. Possibly because of the winter weather, making it a little bit more difficult, perhaps, for things to grow. So unfortunately, nothing comes your way, I'm afraid, in terms of fruits and things.
Curse this weather and curse this fog.
Okay, anything you'd like to do, Thorik?
I think I'm going to be boring and do what I did yesterday and see if I can keep an eye out for some more herbs and things like that. I mean, at least it'll give us a tasty meal again.
Sure. Do you want to give me a survival check as well?
Oh, and you never know when you're going to find a gem. You never know when you're going to find just that little bit of chicken in the woods. Something like that. Less good today. It's a 9.
A 9. Okay. Unfortunately, much like with Johann, this area seems to be a little bit bereft of much in the way of herbs, spices, or even fruits and vegetation of that sort, at least of the edible sort. So unfortunately you don't find anything. However, as you're all travelling along the road, you do pass a tree stump, which stands out to you because it appears as though there is a backpack left on this tree trunk with a few items next to the backpack. It almost looks as though somebody has neatly laid some things out on this tree stump.
Well, this seems peculiar. Maybe someone should...
Oh, is this anyone's backpack?
Can you give me a perception check, please?
$13.
4.
17.
You don't hear any response to Thorik's call.
Sergei's going to head up and then see what contents have been put out, what he can gather from it.
So, on the tree stump, the bag is empty. So the bag looks as though it's been emptied. And on the tree stump, you see a small golden-looking locket. You see some sort of golden-looking religious vestments of some kind, and a bottle, a glass bottle, with some form of red liquid inside it.
This feels like a trap.
Does the locket, does it have anything in it? Is it openable?
Yes, it has a portrait inside.
Do we recognize the portrait?
No. It is of a dwarf. A dwarven girl. Perhaps teenage.
Could I investigate the bottle and do an arcana check on it?
You certainly can, yeah.
The red liquid would be another 13.
13. You definitely recognise this because you've had one of these before. This is a potion of healing.
Oh.
Or then pass it to someone else. Just take it. Take it.
Thorik takes it but kind of holds it. It's like, this isn't ours. This belongs to someone else.
I don't like this. This feels too convenient. Unless someone's been robbed. But if they were, then why would they leave the locket and the potion behind?
Are there any tracks in the dirt or anything?
Any tracks?
Yeah, any sign of if anyone's been here recently?
Yeah, give me a survival check, please.
Oh, 17.
17. You do see some tracks, booted feet, shall we say, just walking seemingly away from the tree stump, and the tracks go on for quite some time.
How many?
Just one person.
They continue along the road.
No, they head off into the wilderness.
What the vestments you said? Do I recognise them as pertaining to any particular religion?
Absolutely, you do. The same as yours. The same as your own.
This person could be in danger.
Interesting.
What?
Of Bernard Truesilver.
Mm-hmm.
Odd. Are they Faenor?
They're a little extravagant, perhaps, but all the markings suggest that yes, they are Faenor.
I mean, I'm pretty extravagant myself. You know, I definitely don't tread the Faenor path by the book. So this is okay, right? This belongs to someone who follows the path of Bernard Truesilver. I take the pack and I look at the locket, and does it look like a keepsake, maybe of someone's sweetheart?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. And I don't recognise the dwarven.
You don't.
So I put the things back in the pack and say, we need to find who owned this. And I sort of put it with my own pack and just take off after the footprints. He's very curious. He's very like, why is there another clip? I thought only I was sent out to this place. Why have they sent another one?
Wait, Master. Come, Master Halfling.
And you're following.
Yeah,
you're following. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So you venture. So this goes right off into the wilderness now. This is not following the road. Okay. So you head off road, and they're kind of heading north. Okay. And as you're traveling, they go on for ages. Like it's very likely that these could go on for miles and miles and miles. The longer you trek, the longer these tracks seem to go. Do you want to continue to follow them?
Yeah, I think I'd probably stop and say, wait, you know, the wizard is that way. We don't know how long these tracks will lead. We could get lost out here.
Look, we can follow the tracks back. We can leave ourselves markings. I'm sorry, like, this is someone of my order, or the order that I'm connected with. I can't just leave it. It's a dwarf as well.
I find it very odd that someone has left personal belongings.
We don't know that. Locket. It could just be a priest that decided to become a naturist one day.
What, and
How many
leave their
priests
stuff?
have you met that decide to become naturists?
They've left a locket with a picture of someone that's important to them. They left a healing potion. I mean, you know, who does that? Why have they left their pack? Why have they just gone wandering off into the woods? Has something led them there? Are they in danger?
Is this not usual behavior for priests of your order?
What, to go wandering off? No, it's really not. We have to get leave. I don't know if this person is from my city, but if they are, that's doubly a reason. But if they are a follower of the guardian mother as well, and they're a dwarf, then they're my kin, and I have a responsibility to make sure their safety.
Okay.
Fine, but we can't wander off too far.
Okay, so you carry on following these tracks, travelling generally in the northern direction. And after about an hour, the tracks are still continuing. And as you follow them, now heading into about your second hour, you come across a rather worn-looking brick-domed house, just seemingly in the middle of nowhere.
Do you think it's empty?
Do the footprints lead into it?
They certainly look as though they're heading in that direction.
From a while back, if it looks like a house and it looks relatively clear. In Dwarvish, Thorik will just shout, "Hello there!"
Give me a perception check.
14.
14. You don't hear anything call in response, but you can hear just in the, not in the distance, but quietly, kind of on the edge of your hearing ability, you can hear some kind of quite deep snoring coming from within this worn house.
I think they're asleep.
Hmm.
Do we have any Thorik gets something that's like relatively presentable as like an offering of food from like maybe some of the choicer parts of some of his rations, maybe like a nice link of sausage or maybe a loaf of bread or something like that. Is that it's not good form to wake a dwarf with without an offering of food to appease them.
Duly noted.
And Thorik kind of smartly raps on the door.
You hear the snoring stop abruptly.
In Dwarvish again, I say, "Hello there. Blessings of the Mother upon you this morning. I'm sorry to wake you."
You hear shuffling from within.
Johann puts his hand on the hilt of his sword.
You hear a large thud on the floor. And another large thud on the floor.
I don't like this.
And bursting through this door, bashing some of the brickwork, you see a large, 8-foot-tall, bear-like creature with feathers and a beak and big, large, round eyes burst through the door and scream in your face.
How did it shut the door behind it?
There are kind of holes in the wall nearby.
Oh. No, now noticeably a large owlbear-shaped hole in the wall.
No. As in, what I was trying to say is it's not a very well kept house, but I think that kind of passed you by.
Oh, hugely.
That did pass you by.
I think for an owlbear.
I kept saying it's a worn house, but
When you say worn house, I'm like,
Yeah.
someone lives there.
Yeah, worn as in weather worn.
The woods.
So, but yes. So this
While we're doing this,
large creature just screams in your face, and that is where we should end this episode. Because I love a cliffhanger, as you know. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a rating on your podcatcher of choice if you're listening on podcast. And we will see you for an owlbear-shaped fight next week.